your throwbacks are not supposed to look better than your current life or your current self. Yes, you value the memories, but they are not supposed to look better than your current reality. Okay. If you're just joining me, I'm Glory, and this is Becoming a Pod, a space that was created to help you evolve into your best, highest self. Now, we're going to be talking about the subtle ways you abandon yourself in this episode. And yes, that's why I said your throwbacks are not supposed to look better. Because why are your throwbacks better than your current self? Why is that even a thing? I know that we are supposed to look back at memories and be like, oh my gosh, I miss those times, I miss those days. Yes, but you have to make cautious efforts to make your current reality much, much, much better, more interesting, to make yourself happier than your throwbacks, right? And this is something I experienced myself. One time, I realized, oh, I used to be so happy. When I watched my old videos, I'm like, oh, I used to be so happy. What happened? What happened to me? Why did I let life make me lose my spark? Why did I allow that? What happened? What really happened? And I told myself, I need to get my spark back, because that is not life, honestly. And I'm somebody that stands for every single day your life has to be better and better than it was yesterday. So I saw it and I realized that there is a problem. Okay, there is a problem. I'm not supposed to look at my throwback and be like, oh, I looked happier than I am now. Why is that a thing? It's so dangerous because it's kind of like blind spots. It happens in a very subtle way over time, and there is usually a reason for self-abandonment. You would say, oh, work, I got a lot of work, too many things to do, I don't have time, I can't. There are so many reasons why you would say, oh, this is why I stopped looking out for myself, or this is why I stopped taking care of myself. But trust me, you can always make time for yourself, because there will always be a justification for your self-abandonment, and that's the truth. Like, we always have something we need to do, we always have things we need to do. You can say, I don't have time to meditate because I work, and yes, you can actually be busy as hell. So that is the justification. It might be true, it's true that you are busy, but you have to just make that conscious effort to, like, look out for yourself. Because the truth is, even God rested, even Jesus Christ rested at some point. So nobody is busy for the entire 24 hours, so you have to make out time for yourself. I'm going to be sharing with you 4 ways that you abandon yourself without realizing it. So if you are somebody that you feel like you've never really done anything remarkable or something great or grand or super, super important, it's hard to picture yourself in important positions. So when you think that I want to be this person, you doubt yourself. You tell yourself that it's not possible. So every time you doubt yourself, every time you think something is too big for you, something is too remarkable for you, you are abandoning yourself. Now, why is that? Because this is your higher self calling you, your soul calling you to push you into a much higher version of yourself. But you don't take that step because you feel like you cannot attain certain levels. You are not deserving of it, or you're not worthy of it, or you just cannot do it. So you don't see yourself becoming certain kind of person, or you don't see yourself becoming, being in certain kinds of positions. You have this low sense of self. Like, you don't really think you can be in important positions. So every single time you doubt yourself, you have an idea pops in your head, and you tell yourself, no, it's not for me, I can't be like this, or it's just not for me. You are abandoning yourself, because you are meant to evolve into a higher version of yourself. But you say no, you don't take the step. You have abandoned yourself. Stop looking down on yourself. Like, you are capable of so much more. So you need to stop looking down on yourself. Now, the second way you abandon yourself is trying to ignore your gut feeling or your intuition. You know that soft nudge or that probing that is like that thing that just gives you some sort of guidance or some sort of before. I don't know how to put it, but should I say beforehand or before something actually happens? You get that feeling. We all get that feeling sometimes. So every time you ignore your gut feelings, that is you abandoning yourself. It may not look like it, but that's the truth. You are abandoning yourself because your inner light is trying to guide you. And when you don't let it, or when you ignore that voice, when you ignore that nudge, you have abandoned yourself, because that is guidance. That is guidance, and guidance helps to bring clarity. So when you reject that, when you reject guidance, you are not able to get clarity. You're not able to move forward, and you're just there. So never ignore your intuition. Never ever ignore your gut feeling. Now, the third way you abandon yourself is every time you ask yourself, why always me? Why always you? What makes it always you? It's actually not always you, because it's just your victim mindset that makes you think it's always you. Everybody else is going through it, okay? You need to get rid of victim mindset and believe that whatever is happening for your highest good. I like to be I call it positive delusion. I'm not even going to say being optimistic. I call it positive delusion, because whatever is happening, I don't care. Even if physically I'm seeing that it's negative, yeah, or things are not going as I planned, I am never going to see it as a negative situation. I'm never going to see it like that. I'm going to believe that it's good, it's for the best. I'm not even going to say, oh, this is something bad that happened, but then I'll take it in good faith. No. No matter how bad the situation looks, I see it, I physically tell myself that it's a good thing. I don't want to entertain any negative thought in my head. I don't want to tell myself it's bad, but then it's happening. No. I am positively delusional, if that makes sense. I don't know. But then yeah, every time you embrace this victim mindset, like, oh, bad things are happening to me, why always me? You are simply abandoning yourself. When you keep asking yourself that, you are not able to quickly bounce back. You just stay there, you wallow in the situation, you get sad, you become so sad, you don't want to do anything, you abandon yourself. You are now struggling, you don't want to get up and keep going, and you just let yourself go. Always believe that whatever you lose or gain is for your highest good, okay? Be quick to bounce back. Be quick to bounce back. Don't let yourself go. Be quick to take yourself out. That's one thing I do, and I admire a lot about myself. I'm like, okay, I keep going regardless. Okay, it happened, and I keep going regardless. Self-pity is a state that you should never ever want to afford. It's not a good place to be. When you are wallowing in self-pity, yeah, this victim mindset clouds your reasoning, so you feel like everything is working against you, and you just don't even try. You don't try to help yourself. You don't want to get back up, and you're just there hating yourself and being sad and just literally losing your spark. So get rid of the victim mindset and know that you just cannot afford to wallow in self-pity regardless of whatever happens. The fourth way you abandon yourself is every time you don't take out time for yourself. Okay, I talked about this in my previous episode about how to romanticize your life. It's not all about money. I didn't mention anything that has to do with money. So don't think, oh, because I don't have enough, because I'm struggling, I can't really romanticize my life. No, it's not true. Love yourself, spend on yourself, because you are your greatest asset. You are your most valuable asset. And there is nothing, no money ever spent on yourself is a waste. I realized that recently I have become so strict with my peace, my growth, and my well-being. Like those three things, I do not joke with them. So because I know that if I'm not well, if I don't take care of myself, I'll not be able to show up as the best in my job, in my business, whatever it is I'm doing, my relationships, I won't be able to show up as my best self. So I prioritize these things. I prioritize taking time, spending time with myself, loving myself, so that I don't hate other people for no reason, so that I don't become what they call her, is it angry, and I just don't become an angry bird all the time. Okay, so I take the time out to care for myself. Self-care is so so important. Spend on yourself if you have the money. It's never a waste, and it's one thing that you really are not going to regret. You are the center of your universe after God. So when you start doing these things, when you start taking care of yourself, you start to attract reasonable people, better opportunities, people that would not think you're being overly self-obsessed, or you're being cocky, or you're being arrogant, or like, why does he even, or why does she even, who does she think she is? No, you start attracting people who believe that taking care of yourself is very important. You start attracting like-minded people, not people that will feel threatened that you are caring for yourself. You deserve people who would not feel threatened or angry by you holding yourself in high esteem. Now that's why I created Better Care. It's for the girl who wants to love herself a little extra, want to take care of yourself, you want to look beautiful, and you prioritize your wellness. So yes, I hope this episode opened you up to know that self-abandonment is not just in the lack of boundaries or people pleasing, but in subtle ways that leads to deep programming in your subconscious. And these things eventually lead to sadness, depression, self-neglect, and we are not about that life over here. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.